In the arid plains of West Texas, a visionary billionaire has set his sights on an ambitious new project. A city that he claims will be the model of the future. A city that will offer a new way of living, where people and the planet will thrive together. It's called Telosa, and it's a $400 billion dream that could transform America's urban landscape. But is it too good to be true? In this video, we'll take a closer look at the vision behind Telosa and explore whether it's a real project that could change the way we live or just a mirage on the horizon. Telosa, America's desert future city. Imagine a vast city with cutting-edge infrastructure in the heart of the American West Desert, with precisely designed highways and streets crowded with self-driving electric cars. A metropolis with the size and variety of New York, the connectedness and efficiency of Tokyo, and sustainability and governance of Stockholm. A crazy multi-billion-dollar scheme to build a futuristic metropolis with the same scope and aspirations as the Line in Saudi Arabia. Today, we'll examine Telosa, Americans' version of the Line, a futuristic metropolis. What is Telosa? Telosa is a planned community that aims to not only be the metropolis of the future, but also a whole different paradigm for society. These proposed megacities are a reaction to the new issues of today's world, such as overcrowding, pollution, and climate change, and are similar in style to megaprojects like Saudi Arabia's NEOM. To build a vibrant city from the ground up that is planned to be inclusive, resilient, sustainable, and egalitarian for all of its citizens, these future cities want to redefine what it means to do so. The term Telosa, which means the greatest purpose, is derived from the ancient Greek word telos. Telosa was created by American entrepreneur Mark Lohr and was made public in September 2001. Lohr made the bold announcement to build the planned metropolis of Telosa soon after resigning as president and CEO of American retail giant Walmart. He hopes to create a more equitable and sustainable future that can serve as a model for future generations via this inspiring endeavor. The world-famous Danish architect Bjarke Ingels, who was previously hired by Toyota to design a smaller smart future city in Japan, will be in charge of Telosa's master planning. According to Lohr, building a city around the needs of the populace is a fundamental idea underlying Telosa and the reason it is being created in the first place. Currently, cities are home to more than 50% of the world's population. By the year 2050, it is anticipated that this number might reach 70%. Cities have so developed into significant hubs for economic opportunity, research, and education for millions of people. And although cities have helped a small number of people experience significant growth, not everyone immediately benefits from this advancement. It is exactly this widening wealth divide that Lohr and Telosa are attempting to close. The objective is to create a city where everyone, regardless of financial status or cultural background, has an equal opportunity for development. Equitism, an economic system, lies at the core of the strategy to realize this ideal of equality. The purpose of this method is to establish a neighborhood where residents will directly profit from urban development. Telosa will control the whole city's land under this structure, and its residents will have the ability to construct and sell houses on top of it. In an ideal world, land prices will increase as the city does. The money raised will subsequently be used to finance public services, transportation, education, and healthcare throughout the city. As a result, the equality objective of ensuring that all residents have access to high-quality services is realized. The people behind Telosa aim to develop the city on arid terrain in the American West in the states of Nevada, Utah, Idaho, Arizona, or Texas. However, the exact site has not yet been chosen. The city's location anywhere in or near the eastern Appalachian region is another factor. But why would Telosa remain in the desert when there is so much other land available? Why is the United States intending to construct Telosa amid a desert? The fact that there is a ton of inexpensive and easily accessible undeveloped property in the American West is one of the primary justifications for this choice. Additionally, given Telosa's aim to invest rising property prices back into the municipal services, this inexpensive land may eventually pay for itself as the city expands. Telosa will eventually be built on reasonably inexpensive land, although it isn't the best or wisest choice to develop a booming city amid a desert. These issues that Telosa could have in the future have been well shown by Saudi Arabia's recent building on NEOM and the Line. NEOM's development is already running behind schedule. It was initially intended to be partly finished by 2020 and built upon in 2025. It turns out that to build on undeveloped desert terrain, operational facilities must first be built to shelter construction work and their tools in harsh environments. High heat, water scarcity, and the energy effect of building a new city from scratch in a difficult climate are some other issues that NEOM and the line are now dealing with. Additionally, Telosa will be entirely powered by renewable energy sources. Each building in the city will have solar cells put on its rooftops, and Telosa will also be powered by wind turbines that have been positioned in strategic locations around the city's boundaries. The city is designed to produce more energy than it uses, making it a self-sufficient metropolis in terms of generating electricity. The Equitism Tower, the city's highest building and an iconic landmark that will act as a beacon for the city, will also be in the center of Telosa. An observation deck, an elevated water storage system, and aeroponic farms that will provide the city with fresh vegetables will also be housed in the tower. Telosa's structure takes into account an urban planning and transit system that allows inhabitants to always be only a 15-minute commute from important sites and amenities, including workplaces, schools, parks, stores, and restaurants. Telosa will employ a combination of well-planned transportation networks and autonomous electric cars, in contrast to the line, which will be entirely pedestrian-centric and prioritize public transit. The superblock idea of urban design, wherein heavy traffic is focused over on the perimeter of the block, while bikes and slowly moving EVs will be given preference on inner roadways, will be used by the city. This accomplishes two objectives. First, it ensures that people can travel between blocks with ease, and second, it keeps residential neighborhoods far enough away from busy streets to minimize noise pollution. Telosa's construction. Telosa's building will be done in two stages. The first phase's completion date of 2030 is a lofty goal. By this stage of construction, the city would be able to accommodate 50,000 people across an area of 6 square kilometers, or nearly twice the size of Central Park in New York. After it is finished, the second phase of the development will take 40 years to finish, building the remainder of the city. By this time, it is anticipated that the metropolis will house over 5 million people, covering an area of more than 120 square kilometers. Telosa will be comparable in size to San Francisco, but will have more than 6 times as many residents residing in the same region. The project is expected to cost up to $400 billion in total, with grants from the federal and state governments and prospective private investors providing the majority of the cash. The line in Saudi Arabia, which is anticipated to cost a comparable $500 billion to Telosa, is entirely financed by the Saudi government and sovereign wealth fund, in contrast to Telosa. Mark Lohr and his team must overcome one of the main challenges with the development of planned communities like these: funding, to realize Telosa's very ambitious plan and vision for the future. Obtaining billions of dollars in loans from the government and private investors to accomplish a vision that may not be completely realized is not precisely simple. Even though Telosa claims to be different and that its citizens will be at the core of the city's growth, a sizable amount of money will still be required before this ridiculous mega project can even get off the ground. But despite all the mounting environmental and financial difficulties, and although more than a year has passed since the project was first announced, Mark Lohr and his team remain optimistic and committed to realizing their goal of creating the most inclusive and sustainable city in the world by the year 2030. What do you believe Telosa would be able to achieve that NEOM couldn't? Do you believe Telosa will ever be fully constructed? Tell us in the comments section below. If you want to stay updated on the latest developments in the world of architecture and urban design, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching.